Hello everyone, it's me Kevin and we're back with another review. This time we're doing it on Justice League. So now now after this review we're going to do Aquaman, but right now we're doing Justice League. So Justice League is obviously came out last year as or maybe you guys don't remember that cuz it didn't make that much money. But anyway, Justice League came out last year in 2017 and it was directed by Zack Snyder, but then the direction was taken over by Joss Whedon when Zack Snyder either left or was fired. That is unclear for me. But yeah, there you go. So we technically have two directors here. And yeah, so like I said, this movie bombed actually. Like it didn't make as much money as people hoped, and yeah, it was kind of a disappointment for people, even for me now. So let's explain the story, then we'll talk about the pros and cons of this movie. So our movie begins with Batman encountering a parademon, and after the encounter, he notices three squares. So then this is a signal that he now needs to recruit and put together a team, which is the Justice League. So there's that, and then the next scene later, we see a montage of how the world hasn't been doing well, and including Lois Lane. We see this montage and stuff. So then next, what happens is Bruce Wayne tries to recruit Aquaman, but he refuses. Meanwhile, Steppenwolf retrieves the first mother box from Themyscira, despite the effort the Amazons put to stop him. So this leads to them warning Diana of what Steppenwolf did and what's going to happen next, which is basically invasion now. So now that Diana is warned, she goes to Bruce to help with the whole team up thing, but she tells him a story about how the three squares that Bruce kept seeing are the three mother boxes, and how they are basically power. And she tells him a story of Steppenwolf, how he tried to conquer Earth, like many centuries ago, and the three boxes, if together, could help make the world in the way Steppenwolf wants. So anyway, he attempted to take over Earth, but he is stopped by mankind, the Atlanteans, the Amazons, the gods, many people. So then they try to recruit the others. So they recruit so Bruce is able to recruit the Flash, but Diana fails to recruit the Cyborg. So then, meanwhile, Steppenwolf retrieves the second mother box, which is in Atlantis, and the team, well, Diana, or Wonder Woman, Batman, and the Flash go to a tunnel under Gotham Harbor because they're trying to look for some missing people. So Cyborg joins the others because he found out his father was kidnapped as well. So they save the people, and then they battle Steppenwolf. And during the fight, Aquaman also joins because he actually helps save the others from a flood that Steppenwolf caused. So then Cyborg retrieves the third mother box, which was in his apartment. And when Bruce sees the mother box and finds out how much power and everything about it, he thinks that he can use the third mother box to bring back Superman. And part of the team reluctantly agrees. And then they use the third mother box to bring back Superman, and they succeed. So they successfully bring back Superman. Yay! Except his memories have not fully returned, and he attacks the team when he's provoked. So then they all battle Superman, but it all stops when he sees Lois Lane, and he and Lois Lane go to Smallville. But during the commotion, Steppenwolf retrieves the last mother box, so he now unites all the boxes, but the team is able to trace him to Russia due to the high energy and stuff. So the team without Superman, who is trying to get his memories back and stuff. So anyway, the team goes to Russia to, stop Steppenwolf from taking over the world and stuff. So their plan is basically to separate the three boxes, because if they're separated, then the world is basically saved from world domination. So basically, they battle Steppenwolf and the Parademons. And during the fight, Superman joins the fight as well. And with the help of Superman and Cyborg, they're able to separate the boxes. And yay, saved! They saved the world. So anyway, what happens next is this. So they destroy Steppenwolf's axe, leading him to be scared. And because the parademons feed on fear, Steppenwolf is now scared. So they attack. So the parademons attack Steppenwolf. And the last we see of him, he's teleported away, and his helmet's at the floor. He's probably dead or not. We don't know, but we'll see. Most likely dead though. So anyway, so yeah, they saved the day, and the next scenes left is Diana and Bruce are setting up a base for the team, and in case more members are coming as well. And the movie ends with showing that each of their lives are now better. So, yay, happy ending, I guess. So, yeah. But wait a minute. That's not it. We have two credit scenes. One is the mid-credit scene, which is basically where, the Flash and Superman race each other. And I like this scene. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like that, I do like it. It was fun, cool. I liked it. And the next end credit scene is actually where Lex Luthor breaks out of prison and he recruits Deathstroke to be part of a team to go against the Justice League. So, wow. Next movies. Now we might have, maybe they planned something. Most likely not. But yeah, that's interesting. We might get, the Justice League to go up against, I think, the Legion of Doom or something like that. So yeah, that's the mid-credit scene and the post-credit scene. So yeah, that's it. So now let's talk about the movie. Well, not just the movie. We already talked about the story, so let's talk about the characters now. So, if we're going to talk about the best character in this movie, it's Wonder Woman. So, good job, Gal Gadot. You did another good performance. All the performances are good in this movie. There's at least with the Justice League members, they're pretty good. Amy Adams as Lois Lane was not bad as well. She was still pretty good. Dang it, I forgot her name. The person who played Martha Kent did a good job as well. Oh yeah, J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. Good job as well. I think I can't wait to see more of J.K. Simmons because he was good as J. Jonah Jameson. I'm wondering what he's going to bring to the role of Commissioner Gordon because we all know him as J. Jonah Jameson. Let's see how it works. I'm actually excited to see how that works. So maybe we'll see him in the Matt Reeves Batman movie. Who else was in there? Alfred, still pretty good. He is doing really well. I'm really happy with how Alfred's going. I'm going to talk about the negatives, but Alfred is still pretty good. Good job. Yeah, some old characters like Hippolyta's still around, so you did a good job as well, whoever played her. Yeah, so not bad actually. Like I said, Wonder Woman, she's still likable, I did like how they used how, they talked about Steve Trevor, how, she lost someone. I like how she brought it up when she was trying to convince Cyborg, about moving on and stuff. I did like that. That was pretty good. What else? Oh yeah, Superman. He wasn't bad. Now, we'll talk about him later. Okay, so who else? Oh yeah, the Flash. Let's talk about the Flash. I really like the Flash. Out of all my out of all the three new members, Flash is my definite favorite. He is fun. I think that's probably it. That's what it comes down to. He's likable. You relate to him a bit. You feel bad for him when you see that his father's in prison, and he's like he he thinks he's innocent, that his father's innocent and stuff. So there's that. So like the Flash, Cyborg, I really liked. Like all the performances of the three new characters, I really liked. They weren't bad. There wasn't one bad performance from either of them. We'll come down to what is the biggest issue though, because I'll talk about that later. But Cyborg, good job. You could kind of relate to him, how his life feels different. He doesn't know, you know, he's like, he doesn't like this new change with the, with metallic parts and stuff. And Aquaman, he was, he had good performance. Had a good performance, and Ben Affleck as Batman. We're talking about positives here, so characters. He still did. His performance was good, though. I will say this: his performance not bad at all. He still gave a good performance as Batman. So is that all the characters? There's also Steppenwolf. I'm saving him for later. What else? I feel like there's more. Who else? Yeah, I think that's it. Wow, nothing much actually. Let's talk about the worlds. So, I think the one part, like, as you know, like, Zack Snyder directed this film and then left either because, like, they said, like, because, something happened with his daughter, like, suicides or something, and he had to leave, or there's this report that he was actually fired and they used that as cover. I don't know which one. Personally, I believe he was fired. Kind of makes sense because seeing other reshoots were happening around the time he was fired. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. It's my personal guess. I don't want to. I actually don't know, but yeah. So, but besides that, I think the Atlantis parts, like that were kept in, were probably Zack Snyder because they look pretty good. Actually, I really like the Atlantis parts. They were pretty good. Like those are, because I can see that being Zack Snyder. Those looked more Zack Snyder than Joss Whedon, especially since the CGI there is pretty good, and some CGI is not great in other scenes. So you could tell, you can kind of tell where the reshoots were if you look at the backgrounds. The backgrounds give you the biggest obvious reshoots, and other scenes they seem like they just were added there, kind of. But anyway, besides the point. Like I said, Atlantis, pretty good. I liked it. I was like, pretty good actually. Now I can't wait for Aquaman a bit. Although they didn't make me that excited for Aquaman, which is a problem. Seeing how Batman v Superman did make me excited for Wonder Woman, this movie failed at making me more excited for Aquaman. Not like it didn't fail entirely, but it failed a little bit. But let's talk about the worlds. Great, the lanterns are here, so yes. Like when they showed, like, here's the thing, like the CGI may not be as good as compared to the other movies, but when they had, like, when she was talking about like Steppenwolf, how he tried to take over Earth, that was pretty awesome. Actually, I really liked seeing that. I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Seeing like the Amazons versus like the parademons, seeing the lanterns help fight, join the fight, all of that. That was awesome. The gods, the Atlanteans. Wow, that was great. That was pretty cool. I really liked it. It was great. Good job. I think that has to go down to Zack Snyder though. That was probably, like, I don't know, like maybe it was Joss Whedon. I don't know. There were some scenes where I'm like, that's probably Zack Snyder. That's probably Joss Whedon. But there's that. So there's that scene was pretty cool. What else about the world? I like the Flash, like, running. Like, I didn't talk about the characters individually on what they can do, but I saved it for this because they're part of the world. like the way Flash runs is pretty cool. How everything slows down and he has electricity and stuff. I like that. That was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I was like, wow. Or how you know like you know like when we first see him use his powers, he's just like he's like talking to a guy. He's like, "There a problem?" But we don't even like you see a little part where he moves, but you don't see him move entirely. But he's drew on that guy's face. I really liked how they did the Flash running. Actually, it was pretty good, pretty new and different actually, to me at least. But I like it. Cyborg, not bad actually. I really liked he had like computer stuff and. I sound unprofessional. I'm sorry, but like the computer stuff, he's able to look in files and cameras and all of that. That's pretty good. I like it. What else? What else is there? Aquaman, I already mentioned what he can do. Pretty cool actually. Um yeah, so that's good actually. That's the world. I think part of it with the cool world stuff has to go to Zack Snyder, seeing how he's a visionary. He's a visionary. Like, if you see many of his films, like Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, I have not seen Watchmen, but I've looked at parts of it and it looks beautiful actually, kind of like out of a comic book. You can see that Zack Snyder actually is able to make it so the pages in the comic book literally come out in film, or maybe they make it look as beautiful or cool as possible. So good job, Zack Snyder, and I bet Whedon also had also helped as well, seeing how he had fill in the gaps. Sorry, the noise. They're like family here, so yeah. So what else? Oh yeah, the Batman. There's also Batman. The Gotham scenes feel different, kind of, but they also feel. But I also like how Gotham looks. Like I don't know, it feels different, but it's probably because it's Joss Whedon's work. Actually, I think the many of the Gotham scenes were Joss Whedon, not, or maybe it was Zack Snyder, because it looks new, but kind of feels like off the pages as well. I don't know, just feels different, but I like the Gotham scenes as well. Like like you see Gotham looks pretty cool, and many of the Batman shots, wow, just wow. Like like Commissioner Gordon like has the bat signal on. He's looking. He looks up, sees like this paper thing, but then when it moves up, you see Batman, and it plays like a little snippet of the Batman 1989. It was just wow. That was just wow. Okay, like this movie may have problems, but they're and although some shots may not look good, but there's some shots that also look good as well. So. And there's mother boxes. Not bad. I like them. So, I mean, they. It was a little interesting, but yeah. Let's talk about the action. So the action, okay, the action is not worse. I mean, it's pretty cool actually. I do like the tunnel battle. Pretty cool. I really liked it, and I also did like when Batman first encounters the Parademon. I like like I said, the whole backstory with Steppenwolf kind of and mother boxes. That was pretty cool. There was also that final battle scene. Like I like that as well. The final battle scene, like they're pretty cool. Like when also I like the scenes where Steppenwolf is taking the mother boxes. I liked them. They were pretty cool as well. But this is one issue. Batman seems less awesome. Like, here's the thing. You watch Batman v Superman, you see how he's prepared to take down Superman, his workout routine. Imagine that. But then the next scene later. But no, then put that whole clip in your mind. Like, watch the entire clip. And then watch him in Justice League. He seems kind of a wimp. Really, he kind of seems a bit weak. He seems weaker when he fights the parademons. Like in the nightmare scene, they do seem kind of strong, but he should be winning, or at least fighting, like, like at least taking two down. He can't even fight one without like having a struggle. Like, it just seems a bit weak. He just seems weaker in this film. That's an issue that I have. But with the action, kind of, he seems less awesome. I did like many of the action though. They were pretty cool. I did like the final battle part, but like the background is just wow. Like the background's just it's distracting kind of. It's a little too bright. I'm gonna go with my issues more, but yeah, but yeah, the action for the most part is not bad. Like, it's pretty good. Like, I think the final battle was Zack Snyder, seeing how we saw parts of it in the trailer. Parts of it were probably Zack Snyder, parts of it Joss Whedon, because of, like I said, some reshoots can be noticeable. Let's talk about the issues now. I can't hold it off any longer. This is probably gonna be the longest issues part ever. We'll see. Let's start now. So the issues with this film, and there are lots of issues. Let's start with the CGI. Okay, so there's some CGI I do like Cyborg CGI looks pretty cool. I like it. But other CGIs, like the backgrounds, just don't work. Like if you look close enough, or like you don't really need to look close enough at all. I noticed these with just like one stare. Like Aquaman and Bruce Wayne, for example. Like when in the background, like the mountains and stuff. That is, you could tell they used green screen right there. It's distracting. Like, you could tell there's just two people talking just in front of a green screen. It just gets annoying. It just does. And other CG, like Steppenwolf's fine, but he looks more like a video game character. Like, it isn't terrible, I think, but he just feels more like a video game than a movie character. And what other CGs? I did like the CG in the story of Steppenwolf stuff. I like that part. But the like when they added that background stuff for the for like the final battle, it was just bright, distracting, and pretty stupid. The CG is definitely one of its biggest problems in this film. Another big problem is Steppenwolf is so generic. Wow, this is one of the worst villains I've seen in a movie ever. Like, he is one of the worst superhero villains I have. One of the worst superhero villains I've ever seen in film. Like, he's so generic, and he's not intimidating. He's like Ultron. He's just like, his voice doesn't make you seem like he's intimidating. If you watch the trailers, that's intimidating. There are no protectors here, or something like that. Like, if you see the trailer, like, that actually has this voice, he sounds intimidating. He sounds threatening. I'm almost like, wow, that's a true villain. But then, in the movie, he's just like, hello, I am here to conquer. Mother, mother, mother. He keeps saying mother like every 2 seconds. Jeez, it gets annoying. It's just weird. He is not a great villain. He's probably the worst villain we have seen in DC. One of the worst villains we've seen ever. I think he's the worst villain in the worlds of DC so far. So there's that. Who else have we gotten? Oh yeah, Batman. His performance, like I said, is okay. It's not bad. I do like his performance. But he's cracking jokes now. Like, he's making jokes, and he's like it's not as developed as he should be, like he is in Batman v Superman. That annoys me so much, because Ben Affleck is basically the Robert Downey Jr. here. I feel like his performance is great. Zack Snyder the other day said Ben Affleck is the perfect Batman. I agree. He has a great costume. He has a great Batmobile. He has a cool Batcave. I mean, his voice sounds pretty cool. He is the best Batman, but Justice League does not do that much service, or, as I shall say, justice to the character. I'm getting dislikes, ain't I? But, okay, besides my bad pun, I do mean that they didn't do him justice enough, okay? That's what I mean. He wasn't done as great as he should have. It's not Ben Affleck's fault. It's more of the story's fault. Although they were hilarious, it's just out of a bit weird and not great for me. The CG, there's more CG. I forgot to bring Mustache Superman. They tried digitally removing a mustache of Superman, but it's just wow. Just wow. It's not great. Like, okay, sometimes, here's the thing. Sometimes you see Superman, he is fine. You can't tell if it's CGI or not. But other times, you're like, oh, man, his face. What'd they do to you? Jeez, death really made your face look ugly, didn't they? Maybe they should have left him dead. So we don't have to see that face ever again. Ugh. Like, wow. Just wow. That is so wow. That's bad. Like, sometimes its face is good, sometimes it's not. Like, when he smile mostly, like, most of the time it has to do with him smiling. That's where the CGI really fails. Yeah, that's not good. The score's not bad. Danny Elfman, who scored this movie, is not a bad score. Like, I do think he did Batman the Animated Series. He's pretty good, but he was not. I don't think his score is as good as Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL. Because here's the thing, I like him as a score, like as a composer, but his score compared to, like, I have to compare it to Hans Zimmer here, because here's the thing, this is part of Zack Snyder's universe, so we have to, and his score is disappointing. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not saying it's a bad score, pretty good, but it doesn't belong in this movie. It feels like it belongs to a different Justice League universe. It's not as awesome or epic, and you could tell, like, when I watch all these scenes, I'm like, cool, but here's the thing. Like, okay, here's what I mean. In school, like, there's a time when I watch YouTube videos, and usually I watch maybe, like, and occasionally I watch some, like, action scenes from movies. Now, when I'm in the mood for superhero stuff, I usually watch Man of Steel action or Batman v Superman action scenes, like the Batmobile chase or Superman's first flight or Superman versus Zod or Batman versus Superman. The score, the way that was edited, the way, like, it's awesome. The score adds very helps make the scene more epic. Like, the score really helps your movie. And like I said, in Batman v Superman and Man of Steel, the score works there. But here, the score is more disappointing when you listen to the other soundtracks. Like, it's not bad. It's pretty good, but for Zack Snyder's world, it doesn't fit entirely, in my opinion. Like, it's not as awesome. I don't watch Justice League. Like, I don't watch the Justice League, like, action scenes that much at all. Mostly due to the score and how not epic they are. I just can't believe it. Like, Danny Elfman is a good composer, but his score doesn't fit here. So that's another issue. Here's my final issue. The tone is off. Here's what I mean. They're, like, building up, like, basically the movie's like, there's something dark coming, there's something bad coming, like invasion, stuff. But the movie's too lighthearted. That's the issue. Why is this movie lighthearted? It doesn't fit with the movie. Like, the light tone is out of place. Like, here's the thing. This Justice League movie is like the third in Zack Snyder's trilogy. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League. Justice League should have been his top, like, Justice League should have been his best movie yet. It should have been DC's best movie yet. Even if it wasn't, it should have been close to that. But no, this is one of my least favorite movies because the tone is off. This is the same issue I have with Age of Ultron. The tone is off. Like they're talking about how serious this is, the dark stuff. Like he's invading. Oh no! But one, the villain's unintimidating. Two, the tone is off. It's too lighthearted, or too many jokes, or whatever. That's the issue. It's too bright. That's my issue with this film. It's not supposed to be bright in this universe. This is the universe where all these guys come together to fight against this evil, but it doesn't fit. It makes the moment when they come together and, when they won, less powerful. It really does. That's my biggest issue here. The tone is off. Like, if you watch this on its own, like just watch Justice League, that's it. You would enjoy this film. You would not be disappointed. You'd be like, yeah, I like it. Or maybe you'd be a little, but still, you wouldn't have this big an issue as I would. You'd be like, yeah, I like it. I enjoyed it. This is a pretty good, Superman's a beacon of hope. Like, on its own, you'd be like, it's comic book accurate, and it's fun. But in the worlds of DC universe, it doesn't entirely fit. It feels out of place when you compare it to the Zack Snyder trilogy that Zack Snyder wanted. Zack Snyder, I think, is great at what he did with... I liked what he brought to the table with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. He did great, in my opinion. Like, you may not like his films, but they feel at least epic. Like, they feel great. Like, I watched those two movies, and I'm like, wow, I really enjoyed that experience. Every time I watched those two movies, I enjoyed my experience. I enjoyed it. I was happy with it, like, watching it. Sure, I acknowledge the issues with Man of Steel, and although I don't really have issues with Batman v Superman, although maybe some nitpicks, the movies are still great. You enjoy them. You're like, wow. But no. The Justice League, but the tone is off here. Like, I feel like the tone, they messed it up a bit. Also, I forgot one more thing. This movie speaking of the tone, doesn't connect well with the two movies. This is the movie where Zack Snyder was going to help explain some stuff like the nightmare scene, how that connects. Like, someone asked, is this going to be like, was it Darkseid with the nightmare scene and stuff? Was he messing with Bruce Wayne's mind? Zack Snyder typed, real. So that could have been what we gotten. Like, this is where, they answer some of your questions in Batman v Superman and maybe Man of Steel. Well, mostly Batman v Superman, but still, this Justice League movie should have been great. But instead, it's okay. It's not terrible. Like, although I do have issues with this film, I will enjoy it more than Suicide Squad. Like, the score may not be as great, but I do at least enjoy it. I'm like, Danny Elfman's not bad. But this style does not fit with the movie universe. That's why I complain more here. Because I love the universe. I actually love the universe that Zack Snyder helped build. He helped build this franchise. But DC or Warner Brothers just, kicked him out. Like, they were like, let's forget about that. Let's try to please the fans. And that's where this movie fell down. Trying to please the fans, I think, failed them in the box office and critically still. Although not as bad as Batman v Superman critically, but made even less money than Batman v Superman. In fact, in the internet now, as I've seen so far, many people, I see people say Batman v Superman's a masterpiece or Man of Steel is great. And although there are some people that say, I like Suicide Squad, Justice League and Suicide Squad aren't defended as much. They aren't defended as much. Justice League, people see as disappointment. And Suicide Squad, they're just it's enjoyable. So that's the issue. Justice League I prefer more, though. But I'll tell you why. But yeah, so that's the issues I have with this film. Now for my final thoughts. So, there you go. I have mixed feelings about this movie, but I remember even in theaters, I enjoyed this film. And even though I have issues with this film, I will continue to enjoy this film a lot. I think there's more good than bad. Although with its problems, I do like seeing Batman. I do like seeing Superman. they have good performances. That's good. And the story isn't bad, actually. I do like what the story is. But the tone, the villain, and the CGI bring this down to an okay. The score also doesn't help as well. Like like I said, the biggest issues, as I just said, is those things. Like, wow, just wow, that really doesn't work. Like, here's the thing. Even my friend Kyle, I have a friend named Kyle. He does not like Batman v Superman as well. But, like, he and I would agree Justice League was a disappointment. Like, we both agree on that. Although we have very different opinions on the Batman v Superman, we both agree on how Justice League was a disappointment. I think many fans will agree with that. So yeah, that's what I have to say about Justice League. It's a disappointment, but it's the second least. It's my second least favorite in DC. It gets a B minus, but yeah. So, like, the other DC films are solid. Justice League had the chance. Justice League had the chance to beat the Avengers. It had the chance to be the best Worlds of DC film ever. Had the best Batman, had the best Wonder Woman. In my opinion, had the best Superman. And they failed at making those work. Or at least trying to make a great movie with all these characters. It's just an okay movie. Just okay. But I do enjoy seeing them together. I do, at least, I enjoy the score at least. Not great, but I can enjoy it. Although this is sorry about that. Although I do think this film's okay. I do think it's better than Suicide Squad because the story is a bit better. Score I like probably more. Although CG's a bit worse. The performances I like. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a Suicide Squad versus Justice League video. But yeah, so like I said, this video gets a B minus. This Justice League gets a B minus. That's my final grade. So yeah, now we're gonna review Aquaman next. Yes, when we're back on top with another solid DC movie. But yeah, so that's what I think on Justice League. What do you guys think? I really want to know what you guys would think on Justice League. Like, I want to hear what your opinions are. And yeah, I'm gonna make a video called How to Fix Justice League, or How Justice League Could Have Been Better, something like that. I'll make something where, like, yeah, I don't know. But I made a thumbnail for this video, preparing for the review, and it's my favorite, like, movie poster thumbnail I made, so hope you guys like that. But yeah, so see you later, and have a happy New Year's.